Salutations, everyone! Today I'm going to be talking about a certain genre of cartoons that I can't quite describe. There's probably a name for it that I just don't know, so oh well, they're called comfort cartoons now, that's their name. So in this context, comfort cartoon is sort of an umbrella term that I made up that I'm using for cartoons that one can watch lazily for the pleasing aesthetic, one can watch them actively for the plot or analyzing the symbolism or what have you, just generally pleasant cartoons that are deeply enjoyable regardless of how you watch them. For my examples, I'm going to be using some newer cartoons, so sorry if you were expecting some sort of nostalgia trip. Maybe next time. So without further ado, I'll be using Bee and Puppycat as an example on one side of this made-up spectrum, Hilda in the middle, and Over the Garden Wall on the other end, but the order doesn't really matter too much. Yeah. Bee and Puppycat is a 2013 animated series about our lovely protagonists, Bee and Puppycat, and their adventures in both the normal world and fishbowl space. Things are very wacky and loose in terms of fantasy, but the music and visuals are super calming and beautiful. There's so much to theorize and speculate on if you're into that sort of thing. The details in the show are absolutely endless. But if you just want to relax and watch a gorgeous show that's therapeutic in pretty much every way, then Bee and Puppycat's definitely your go-to. I personally love how when the characters talk to each other, it's realistically awkward a lot of the time. There are little lulls in the conversation that make everything feel a little bit more real despite the surrealist nature of the show. Even more than the wacky, cutesy visuals, I love seeing the flaws and issues that each character is quietly facing in their journeys to become better people. In conclusion, Bee and Puppycat's just straight up self-care. Moving on. So, Hilda. It's based on these graphic novels from the 2010s by Luke Pearson, but got released as an animated show on Netflix with 2 seasons going as of 2020. It's so cozy and clean. I don't even know where to start with how great this show is. The aesthetic is just so neat, the colors are consistently stunning in every episode, and it follows a slightly more structured narrative than the surrealist Bee and Puppycat. But it's still something that's nice to play on a Saturday morning while I make French toast or something. Everything about the show just feels like youth and childhood and adventure. It just has these good, wholesome vibes. It's great. Even then, I love the quiet, sentimental moments and the scarier parts of the show where the characters and their development really shines, and we see the conflict and growth in these great people, or characters, I guess. Not to mention, the designs and the creatures are just so creative and fun and clever. Even objects that possess magical properties seem to have their own personality and thought put into them that just adds to the depth and richness of the show and the world of Hilda. Now, excuse my bias, but this one definitely takes the cake for my favorite comfort show of all time. Over the Garden Wall is a 2014 Cartoon Network miniseries that warms my soul. Everything in the show is just so masterfully done, it's utterly timeless. The music, the aesthetic, the characters, and how they develop and grow closer, how they learn lessons and mature throughout their journey. Every single time I watch this show, I notice something new. It's so lovable, therapeutic, and quirky. I love how awkward Wirt is, how innocent Greg is. I love Beatrice being this voice of reason, and how she grows closer to both of them throughout the course of the series. It's all just so real and warm and cozy. It's like a warm beverage in a cozy blanket with just a hint of spook and mystery. I beg of you all to please watch this show in all of its cottagecore glory. Please. So back to my description of comfort shows, I guess that you could say that comfort shows for me are a feeling of nostalgia for things that I never quite experienced. Sort of a wow, I wish I had that about 5 years ago. I find that these shows give me a sense of escapism. They make it a little easier to believe that everyone finds themselves at their own pace, that the world is so big and grand, that there's so much beauty in it yet to be explored, that the unknown is a wonderful thing, that it's okay to be quirky or to be scared sometimes, or to take those leaps of faith. They tell me all these things, and I can't help but think that I wish I heard these sentiments sooner. But I'm hearing and learning them now, and I guess that's fine too. So, yeah, that's the end of the video, you guys. I'm so sorry that you had to sit through that. In the comment section below, I guess, for interaction's sake, you could tell me what your comfort cartoons or comfort shows are. They don't have to be cartoons. I'm just a cartoon person. But if you're not, that's fine too. Just tell me what shows make you happy. Yeah. I can't speak without a script, can I? Well, bye everyone.